So let's talk about Florida. You like recently in Florida, $15 an hour minimum wage passed. And there's been some wins kind of locally, and it seems like there's been like some grassroots progressive victories in Florida, via ballot measures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why do you think Bernie struggled there some?
Well, first of all, Florida is a red state. It really is. I mean, you've got 67 counties in Florida. I want to say all but 6 are very heavily red. And so when you look at, and even our blue counties, it's a different kind of blue. It really is more of a Biden blue than a Bernie blue. And that's just the nature of, I think a lot of it's generational. A lot of it is international and different people from different places that fear the term socialism. And when that gets harped on repeatedly over and over again, and you've got like a heavy, Cuban population, and it's a difficult population for the Democrats to break through when they're not really interested in helping people. So if they were actually wanting to help people, they would have a better opportunity to break through, but they don't. And look, we saw this whole cycle was all about, we're just not Trump. We're not Trump. Trump is scary. Trump is bad. We're not Trump. But they never I would tell you that in 2016, Bernie had a very limited presence here. It was very small. He really made very minimal effort in Florida. It was this state, I want to say, I don't even know that I think he had maybe one office in the state in 2016. He really didn't try here. I had been very hopeful that in this year, he was going to really pull it out here. And they still just never really did that. They just didn't. And I don't know that it's because there's not enough of a potential ground game, because there would be here. There's a lot of Bernie people and progressives that would have done that. But there's no leadership. There's no leadership in the party here. There's no leadership on the progressive end here. There's nothing. We have nothing. There's no infrastructure in Florida for anything like that.
I mean, that it seems like it would still be a pretty heavy hitter to go after, though, especially during the primary. I mean, I don't understand why he wouldn't have had a heavier swing there in the primary.
I think that I have come to think in recent months a lot about that. And I don't know. I mean, it appears to me to have always been a sort of a controlled opposition. And I hate to say it. And I love Bernie. I've liked him since he was the mayor of Burlington. And so I don't like to think that, but, and maybe it was, when he had a heart attack, and maybe that slowed him down, and maybe he just sort of lost the gusto. But I'm just, Florida's Democratic establishment is extremely centrist establishment. Our state party convention was sponsored by Walmart and Big Sugar. Okay. So when you're looking at that is the closest thing you have to an infrastructure, it's never going to serve a candidate like Bernie Sanders. That infrastructure is never going to be able to be adapted to push progressive policy. They're just not going. That's like pushing Joe to the left. It's just not going to happen. So in order to deal with Florida, you have to really recreate your entire own infrastructure here. Because the Democrats they're feckless anyway in Florida, but specifically in regards to any sort of progressive challenger.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know